right, we should be live. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. It is us, the Untitled Goon podcast. It's me, your boy Marvin, with the boys Hakeem,
What's good with you?
and will also join us this time Richard and Caleb, along with our friend Daniel.
Hey, that's good.
Daniel saw Necklace Dawn.
Indeed, indeed. On tonight's episode, Happy New Year by them. But on tonight's episode, we speak on the latest of the internet controversies, AI art programs, and maybe even AI anything in its greater scheme. But definitely that specific. We will see. Kenny's life keeps him busy, so sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not.
Hmm.
In any case, this time I'll be professional and say, keep in mind this is just our opinions.
Professional opinion.
No, not professional. Well, I mean,
For Richard, it will be.
It will be from Richard. It will be for Richard because he actually does draw.
Hmm.
But aside from that, this is just our opinions. If you guys want to do your thing, you can do your thing.
I cosplay as an artist from time to time.
My art is in poetry, and that's as far as it goes. That being said, let us start with our general opinions. I will go first because, as you all know, I am the ringleader of this series, and I say I don't support it. Really? Woo.
Okay. Is he hot take?
I guess it's a hot.
I feel you.
I guess it's a hot take, mostly if you say in front of a person who really likes AI art. Oh wait, you know what? I'm already messed up. Let's since some of us may not know what it is, let's explain. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Caleb.
I'll pull up some links. I'll start pulling up some.
I have some too. So AI art is basically, as you can tell, art made by AI, designed specifically to use a bunch of, well, first the way the program works is you take the AI program that you use. There's a multitude of them. Let's see, Mid Journey, Deep AI is one or two that people use. There are several others, and basically what happens is this program you input a sort of fuck. I'm already forgetting my words. Hold on. It's a good thing I have this up.
You got it.
They use prompts. They use a prompt with a list of keywords that you input into the program, and then the AI takes that prompt and scours the internet and essentially uses all the images and compiles them together into a creation. Let me pull up some examples of AI art.
Oh God.
Itself. I probably oversimplified a lot of it.
No, you said it right.
But that's about the gist of it for some basic understanding. A lot. It's a good thing I have this. Good thing I have this. So yeah. I already said my opinion. But the main reason it's controversial is because of the way it works. Because it's taking a lot of people's. It's not like it takes some random images that's like, oh fuck. I'm doing stuff. Sorry. Sorry, folks came in. That's just my life. I mean,
that's mine for the door.
No, I did it. I did it. I feel it. No,
I was like, he got caught out there.
Yep.
I forgot. I really do be forgetting to get that slide. But to be honest, I don't know how much it'll work because they'll just ignore it. That's just how it is. So sorry everyone who will watch this eventually. Okay, let me bring myself back. So the big problem, the big controversy is that, AI art, the way it works, it just takes a whole bunch of images, right? And the issue is it takes art from other artists, and so it creates this issue of of plagiarism and copyright usage. If it was if it
Mhm.
was designed to specifically take anything that's like explicitly,
Royalty free.
yeah, then it wouldn't be an issue. But it doesn't seem to do that, for what I've seen. If you guys want to join, come in and add anything else about the issue, feel free to do so right now.
I think. I think I'll say. Well, I'll actually. Yeah, let's let somebody else speak real quick, because Daniel,
I
you sound like you got something to say.
My take on AI art, I personally am very, very against it
Yes.
because, like you said, you enter a prompt and it will scour the internet and put an image together based on anything that uses that prompt.
Mm-hmm.
So I've noticed that's like on when I was active on Twitter, I used to follow and support a lot of artists that were
Mm-hmm.
like trying their best to make a living. But with AI art, anybody can just quote unquote be an artist. Like
Mm-hmm.
no talent needed, no like you don't even have to code the robot. You just go on what was it? Novel diffusion, novel AI or whatever it was.
There's a
Type whatever
lot.
prompt.
Or
Type
Dolly
yeah.
Mid Journey.
Type whatever prompt and you just get a thing with what would normally take an artist like days or just hours. There
Mm-hmm.
was one issue I saw where one guy goes into an artist like a guy like I forgot I think the artist name was AT. He goes into AT stream,
Mm-hmm.
screenshots the whatever was on his screen at the time, and then inputs that into the prompt while also typing like Raiden Shogun from Genshin,
Mm-hmm.
and it completes the thing. It completes the image using what was part of the screenshot, and it just made some cursed looking Raiden image. And then he was posting it on Twitter and trying to sell it. He's like, "Oh, commission's open, yada yada yada."
Huh?
Yeah, and then
Trying to say. Oh
like
no.
a week later, AT finished the image and posted it on his Twitter. I can probably link his Twitter. Oh wait, I have Twitter.
I kind of want to see that.
Yeah,
One sec.
I've heard
Okay,
similar
I
stories.
understand.
Yeah, and there's this one. I
I
think
sort
the.
of understand the
Mm-hmm.
controversy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so AT posts the completed image on his Twitter, and then the AI artist, well, AI quote unquote artist, um, like who quote tweeted and started attacking him. He's like, "Oh, you stole my image! You stole my image! You stole
Mm-hmm.
my art!" But everyone's like, "Wait, this is the original artist." He's like, "No, see, I posted it first, so it's mine." But
Yikes.
it was like, but the thing is, there are obvious tells that something is AI art versus actual
Mm-hmm.
art.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, like
example,
the crypticness of it.
yeah. Um, for example, the hands on an AI art image,
Pull
like
this
that
up.
you can see that there's issues with the fingers. There'll be issues with the eyes being like
With the
soulless and
fingers,
dim.
nobody can get those.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
Oops.
even real artists struggle to draw hands, and AI
Yeah.
can't do it. So it's like an easy tell. Like the skin is like pale, like the background is like empty. Like there's like
Or
easy
they'll
ways
come
to
up
tell
with
it.
like random like letters and numbers etched into it.
Yeah, and anatomy is just fucked up. I can't find.
I have an example up
I
on the
got.
stream.
Oh,
Oh
do you?
wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the Mid Journey
Oh,
Discord.
I'm trying to find the artist that I was referring to, but
Okay.
yeah, it's like first of all, to me, AI art is just cursed.
Yeah.
But in general, like
Yeah.
um, like there's no talent involved. Like you don't have to try. Like all you have to do is enter words. So like people are like
Mm,
upset that it's like, oh, what's the point of like? Okay, so there's a thing where people who use brush to draw art, like real life, like like paint on a paper, paint
mhm,
on a canvas, they got upset when digital art became a thing
mhm.
because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I have to work so hard to get all these tools and put them all together and make my art in real life.
Yeah.
But then these people could
Now
just go
it's
on a
like
computer and do their art. But my argument for digital art is that they still put in time, they still put in effort, they
yeah,
still use their
it's
own
just
talent, they
another
still
way to
have their
do it.
own style. Yeah, it's another way to do it. But then
Yeah,
AI is not the same because there's no
yeah.
talent or soul or work involved.
The most talent you have to do is being clear about what you want and typing it. That's it.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
still like talent. So the thing about AI, so people, it's the same argument as like when you work, like say you put in code as your occupation, or
Mm,
you are a server in like a restaurant, but now
mm,
they fire you and hire a robot to do it instead.
yep.
It's
Yeah.
basically the same
That's
thing.
literally that, but that got super expedited because like what I was when we were talking with I was talking with Neho last week, and he was showing me how he was using an AI to write code for him and whatnot, and I was like, yo, that's like mad dope, but like hella niggas are about to lose their jobs off of this because
Yeah.
it was writing not only code, it was writing code for him. Like he asked it to write a script for something, and it wrote it like perfectly, and then he asked it to write a story. He's like, give me a story about this, and this and that called this, and it wrote like a full story, and I was like, oh shit, what is this? And it was like an actual coherent plot to the story.
Yeah,
So I was like, this is dangerous. Like I like it, it's cool, but like if this gets too big and too prevalent, like hella niggas are about to lose their jobs off of this because this is like
exactly. And another thing
it's
is
crazy.
that like we know it like scours the internet for like images using those prompts. But the thing
Mm-hmm.
is, these artists make a living off of their art.
Mm-hmm.
They
Off of the
work
ingenuity.
hard and post it and get people to buy it because they're talented. Like I even have like some art pieces like right next to me as we speak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like when the AI
Damn.
is like scouring the internet, it's finding like people who have leaked the image or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
essential plagiarism and taking their hard work that they charge for and just making it like
Just
free.
whoring it out, basically.
Exactly.
Do
And
you
it's
mind if I
just
piggyback off your idea again?
You said what now?
Do you mind if I piggyback off your idea?
Oh
Oh, go
shit,
ahead.
Jay's coming in
What's
with
up,
an
Jordan?
appearance. Say hello, Jay.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
My name's Jay.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hey, tell the
Richie,
people.
hello.
yeah, what's up, Jared? Like to put my 2 cents in, I was very iffy about it when first like realizing that this was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
As many have said already, well, the potential aspects of stealing other people's art, or just the sheer fact of the lack of talent in the sense of just like all you have to do is just like input just a bunch of inputs and then it just poops out like something that could be considered art. Like it's considered
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's considered art, and
Yeah.
it's like it's a cool thing that you like that people can do and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then if used in a certain way, like in an educational way or in terms of practice or
Mm-hmm.
exploring other ways to like encompass your own art style, like it has some educational values. It has stuff to where it can be used for good,
Mm-hmm.
but the bad kind of outweighs it in my opinion. And that's why I
Feel
personally
that.
like I was on the fence about it at first, but seeing as as it now and how it has grown and all that stuff, it's it's kind of like it is very
It grew
wild.
so fast. Like
Yeah,
it got
I
so good so fast.
I posted the thing with the artist AT. So on the right, if you see the image,
Oh, hold
on the
on.
right is the actual artist, and on the left is the
The
Twitter
AI.
the AI artist who stole it.
All right, now that's just
The guy
powerful.
deleted his Twitter since then. But yeah,
Okay, good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess that brings me to my opinion. Because I didn't get to expand on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna move away from like the arguments you guys gave about like hard work and stuff and go directly
Jay
with.
never got to get his points
Oh
out.
yeah, that's true.
That's
You know
true.
what?
Yeah.
Jay, go because you didn't get to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's specifically well, the conversation about Hakeem Meho when he was showing different prompts about
and AI writing code and stuff.
yes, and I'm somewhat familiar with this tool. It's the name of the tool is actually ChatGPT
Let me
3.
just-
Yep, that thing too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and basically it's like an open source language deciphering tool which through machine learning, I think how it works is you give it some type of prompt or desired effects to some degree, and it will scour the internet from I don't know millions, billions of different data points, and it actually completes the sentence or in its mind it will complete sentences well, which construct like larger tasks, I guess, on our side
Mm-hmm.
to give you your desired result. And I think one of the issues is there's an overlaying conversation over, you know, machine learning in the artistic space,
Mm-hmm.
machine learning in a cinematic space. The real thing that was one of the concerns for me was machine learning as a whole is growing at a rapid pace, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be exponential. Maybe by
Yep.
the end of this year.
I'd
um,
argue it's already.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
it
be a
is.
robot.
It's our the only reason I pinpoint to the words the end of this year is because ChatGPT it wasn't open to the public until last November, and
Mm.
so now it's rapidly pulling from
Yeah,
like
and that thing is
current
learning quick.
events. Yeah.
Like the clip that I saw, that shit was learning quick. And even like on an individual level, like how you like use it personally, like it keeps up and tracks all the stuff that you told it previously. And it's
Mhm.
like, and it adds on to it. It's like, sheesh.
Also,
So,
people need to realize that like they need to be
Hmm?
really
Hmm?
careful. If people need to realize that they need to be really careful with AI. You know, just like
Mm-hmm.
look,
Oh,
Niggas
that
we
getting
have
unga
reminds me.
bunga about it.
right.
That reminds me. Y'all remember that trend that happened like a couple months ago where people were like posting like AI art selfies?
Yeah, as their
Yeah.
profile pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that app is called Lensa.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is not
So
I
smart.
actually downloaded it to
yeah,
see.
I also
That is
downloaded it
not.
to see.
That is
I
not
thought
smart.
I thought it was harmless, and then they charge you $8. You upload 20 selfies into the AI, and they
Mm,
essentially turn it into like they basically use those 20 images to learn your face, learn angles and shit because you're supposed to do it in like different angles, different like times, and they
yeah.
will spit out like hundreds and hundreds of images that are like
Mm,
super like fantasy.
like animate out or like,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's anime like fantasy comic. They'll just a billion different styles and they'll use your face and make you
Mm,
essentially an anime character or a cartoon character, whatever.
mm,
And I thought it was harmless at first, so I like bought into it. But then I learned all it is teaching the AI your face. And
mm. Oh, for
so
facial recognition
yeah, it's
purposes.
teaching the AI your face for facial recognition purposes. It's
Mm,
teaching it to like it steals again from artists to make that style. You could just like pay a real artist to just draw your face.
yeah,
But
caricature artists and stuff.
yeah, but instead you're having an AI just do all that, and it's just teach like with every submission, it makes the AI better and smarter until it's good. It's just
Yeah.
perfect.
It could
And
actually, it could. I wonder if it could develop to a point where it starts getting facial recognition
Mm-hmm.
so solid that it could just be hacking into people's like facial recognition security
that
systems.
might be a thing. And I just see like ads on like TikTok, on Instagram, on like everything. It's just like, oh, download this AI art thing, turn yourself
Yeah.
into an anime character. And I'm just like, it's
Mm.
all just very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I downloaded
That's
it,
what.
but I
That's
didn't
what I
go through
said.
with using it yet because I was
That's
like,
what
I
I'm
wanted to
saying.
do some more research.
Hey, you
That's
know
I
literally
what?
have
what
an
I'm trying to
opinion.
say.
Would you say,
Huh?
Richard?
But that's literally what I'm trying to say. Like, like people need to realize that they need, like, when it comes to AI specific stuff, y'all have to be super careful with that shit. Because
Exactly.
the moment you said uploading selfies of yourself, I'm just like, that's dangerous as fuck. I
Yep,
would not do that.
Yeah.
exactly.
The thing is, everything with AI teaches the robot or the AI to be better. Every
Yeah.
AI art, every submission, every prompt makes the AI better to the point where sometimes I can't even tell the difference between AI art and real art.
Mm.
Yeah.
And when you
Like
can't tell
this
the
one
difference,
right here. This one, the one that you posted, that one looks actually really good. It looks like a novice artist
Yeah.
from
no,
the
no,
hand standpoint, but
the image on
everything
the
else
right,
looks good.
the image on the right is the real artist. The one on the left is the AI. I
Yeah.
That's
wish
what
I
I'm
could
talking
still.
about. That's
I
what I'm
wish I
talking
could
about.
pull up the full image, but like it was like actually disgusting. Like the finger, there's like 12 fingers on there.
Oh,
But
never mind.
um, did Jay just leave?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
had to go.
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
but
See you later.
I think I have an opinion on
All
it
right.
Oh, on it.
after
All
listening.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like the invention itself, I largely don't mind it personally.
Right.
Mm.
Uh, I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but like
It's a
the
cool idea.
It's
invention,
it's a it. Yeah.
the invention, I think AI was leading here. I think the
Mm.
problem is people, as always.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I'd like, and that branches into like kind of two things. I think one of which is like
Mm.
labor and labor and not I'm gonna choose another word that isn't status, but I'll get to
Yeah.
that. And the other one is
All
fair
right.
use intellectual property, which is I think
Mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
really big point. But I'm gonna start with the low hanging fruit, which is like labor.
Mm.
It's like does driving a car make you an engineer? does does using like stuff to help you in the kitchen like make you make you a fucking Michelin star chef, like things like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like if if the conversation is who gets to be called the artist, probably the people who put the time into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
So checks and balances maybe on you know like some ethical checks and balance, not like legislation, like
Yeah.
Right.
some ethical like checks and balance on you gotta, I think languages has to fucking improve. Like who's actually like called like an artist and what do you mean by that? Because if it's too broad,
Mm.
you run into this shit. Maybe be more specific. I feel like now it's just coming to a point where technology is advancing quicker than language. I'm gonna just be honest.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
like
agree.
y'all, like
Guys,
people
yeah.
people don't know what they're talking about anymore. Like
Yeah.
Mm.
because like literally
Heck
like
is
you
just
thought
it's zooming.
you you thought you knew what artist was, and now look at this shit. Like
Mm.
so,
Yeah.
I think that technology moved to a point where now we need to kind of bring it back and start actually like
You gotta
making
regulate it
some
now.
yeah making some type of like status for people who who do it manually, like manual. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Real
Um.
and
artists.
like
Yeah.
there are already people like that who exist.
Yeah.
Like the difference between like handyman to engineer is like you know what I'm saying? Like the difference between a technician and engineer is that someone built it, someone knows how to fix it while using the
Yeah.
same parts that someone else built. Like there's and that's not me comparing. That's not me making a direct comparison because like engineering
I
parts
like
are
the
different. But like,
For
so
AI
I'm just gonna keep
maintenance, it could be a
yeah.
similar point.
I like the comparison you used with the chef versus someone who's just using things in the kitchen.
Right.
So
Mm.
like there's a like for example, whenever like there's a new recipe for something that came out, like oh this person makes these special pancakes or some shit. Oh, was I not supposed to curse? Whoops. But
There you go.
someone makes like special pancakes and they like put their soul and everything into this. It's like it's their recipe. Like
Mm.
for example, the very whoever made the very first like special like hot sauce or whatever, like you see in those cartoons with the families.
Mm.
Like, oh, this is my grandma's hot sauce. Like
Yeah.
they put everything together to make that hot sauce, but then other people, like whoever learns the recipe, can learn to mass produce it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they
Yeah.
start using like
And
machines and
water
shit.
it down and all that.
Yeah, mass produce it. It's still it's nothing like the original, but it's still like a replica enough that people will like
Buy into
want
it.
it.
And it's
Yeah,
cheap enough to do that people will still actually use it because it fits the bottom line.
yeah.
Yeah. So I
It
guess that
just
kind
comes
of
down to replication.
damn. Now
Mm.
y'all kind of said everything. I don't know
Yeah,
what
because
else
like
I
Right.
can
once the
add.
Nah, dude, this
once the
topic is
fake
something I've been passionate
once
I
about.
once
I
the
did.
fake gets good enough, like once the fake gets
Yeah.
good enough to a point where it's like sort of indistinguishable and cheap enough, it's dangerous.
Yeah. Which kind of now that yeah you said all that, two things. Now it's time for me to speak my mind because I
All right, let's hear
I
Yes, sir.
guess yeah. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it because I am friends with very passionate people, so it happens. But just to add on to Caleb because he kind of bring it to a point to a perspective that I want to bring up is like really the
Mm.
people and like him. I do think that a lot of these issues need to come back to really comes back to like the ambitions of people and looking more into how to improve this and then forgetting about every other thing that exists around them.
Exactly.
What do you
S-
mean by
Like
that?
I feel like
Oh,
it's like ultimately this conversation comes back to all those people who like to rave about robots are gonna steal your jobs
Yeah,
oh,
basically.
okay.
because it's really an issue of whether we should we do this or should we not do this because it is a bit of a threat for a
Yeah,
lot of
I'm
people
one of those
jobs.
people. Definitely, based on what I saw when Meho
Yeah,
showed me, I was like,
But then it comes down to the
like
topic
yo,
of why are we upset that like something is making things easier? Like it's like that
well,
topic where it's like, oh,
hmm.
Okay.
See,
okay,
there's
okay.
a
because
I
yeah, I
need
have a
to.
no,
I
take
need.
on
I need.
that.
Okay. Okay. I need to.
I have
I
a
need
that's
to.
separate
We need
take
to
on
stop
I
that,
right
don't
there.
agree with that.
but
I
but
don't
I'll
agree
let you
with it, but
continue.
it's
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily agree with it in this specific instance, but like I know that's an argument
Okay,
people use like, "Oh, why are you upset that this is making being an artist easier when
Okay.
I hear
like
what you're saying.
here.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
I believe.
before I let you guys say, I want to
Okay, you
react
gotta.
to that opinion. I want to
My
react
bad,
to
my
that,
bad.
and I agree. That's a bad argument. And that
yes.
argument does not work here because it's not
Mhm.
an actual tool that artists use. It's not the same as someone. Oh look at this new pack of brushes I made that you could now download on your favorite art digital art app, or like some new kind of tool that makes like certain lines easier to do, but you still have to
Mm.
do it manually. This is like a whole program that's doing all the work for you. All you have to do is put in the
Arguably,
words.
arguably though, it is like kind of a.
It's a
I'll say this because like, well, how I've used it before was like doing like quick concept art things
yeah.
Yeah.
so that I could like just get a picture of something just so I could like have a physical like representation of it in my mind for
Mm.
like to draw inspiration from and
No,
stuff
no,
like
and
See,
then
that.
like that's what I was talking about. That's how you can use it educationally,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
just or in a way that it's a helpful tool for actual artists themselves.
Yeah.
yeah,
However, when you use it alternatively to the point where like Daniel
for
was
pure replication.
for
Yeah.
pure replication, or just like outright just stealing other people's shit and then trying to
Mm.
act like it's your own. That's
Yeah,
when it
that's
gets out of
criminal.
line.
That's actually criminal.
Yeah, that's my take on it too. Like I would be fine with it if it was just like, oh, I'm gonna use it to do some weird looking shit, or to help like brainstorm ideas, like throwing
Hmm.
darts at a dartboard full of
like,
random keywords.
I used to be okay with like, so some artists would like have an AI art image, like they'll put a prompt in, get an
Hmm.
image, and it will look like ugly and cursed, like how most AI art images do at first, and then
Yeah,
they'll like edit it and then use their own style to make it into an actual thing.
and that's
And
cool.
I used to be okay with that, but then I just like it just gets rid of like the I mean, it gets
It
rid
is
of like
transferable. Sorry, go ahead.
the initial like process into what like makes art like good, like the concept part. Like I
I
don't
mean,
mind like
wait,
seeing the
I care.
concept
hold on,
art.
hold on.
Oh,
I see what you're saying, but like, okay, like I'll say this because I'll throw this out there. There are some times when like I'm just like
getting stuck.
I'm like stuck or just grasping at straws. So what I do
Yeah.
Mhm.
is, so what I do is I literally just scribble like a shit ton of lines on a random piece of paper, make out a shape, and then I start drawing shit. Like,
Hmm.
Mhm.
which is essentially no, like, which is quite literally essentially the same thing as you're describing, as like a person just like throwing up a random image and then just making something out of it. So like
Mhm.
so I can understand that. I'm actually generally okay with that because I sometimes like I'm doing it manually, yes, but like they're using the AI shit for it. But like
Hmm.
it's still they're still putting their work and their effort into it. And they're like if they're
Mhm.
altering it in
It's
their own shape and
transformative.
image, yeah, and then like
Yeah, I get that.
just transforming a concept like an already pre-made concept or a concept that they've just like pulled out of something else, but they're still like warping it to their own image within their own art style. It's still technically art in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, I see
Mhm.
that.
People are gonna have to start paying up. And let
Yep.
me elaborate on that. So I was trying to get to like the intellectual property fair use shit. What I mean
Mhm.
by that is that just the speed of like the speed of which this technology is advancing. If you manually create something, that will have to start being your property. I'm being dead ass. Because like
Yeah.
if
True,
something's gonna like that
true.
is like and I'm like listen, like me, like I'm a graphic designer and I'm pretty good at it. But if that
Mhm.
means taking back all my work and paying for everything that I use, so be it. If that means that like this shit's not susceptible to AI, I'm dead ass.
Um.
Because it's
Mhm.
Yes. At that point, I
hold on, wait,
believe. Oh.
let me before I lose track. I just I just think that it's gonna like you're gonna have to start okay, like engineers, chefs, fucking technicians, like you
Mhm.
name it, like people who do stuff very manually, and the list goes on. They have that same degree of prestige and respect to their
Mhm.
work.
Yes.
I genuinely believe that it's convenient for a civilization that art is fair use for the most part, but it gets fucking ridiculous when you're actually grabbing niggas hard work at light speed and putting something together without any credit
Yeah.
or
Yes.
payment. It's
Just
That's
ripped.
actually unethical.
Okay.
Let's
Just
be
that.
ripped,
let's
bro.
be
That's
Like
why
I
I
hate
it's
believe.
to
actual
I hate
criminal,
to be
bro.
the one
Like
to say it. Let's
yeah.
I
that's
bel
plagiarism.
Yes, it is
Mhm.
plagiarism. It's plagiarism with a filter, and that's why I agree. I feel like artists as a whole, whether they're digital, whether they're like, I mean, I feel like non-digital artists are better at this, but I feel like they need to start like looking at copyright,
Yeah,
like trying to like
And
Yeah,
copyright their
they might.
stuff so that it's not
intellectual
able to be
property.
taken.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's been a huge like thing that I've been researching for the past couple while, especially like because at MomoCon there's panels and stuff that people will hook you up with different people to learn how to copyright and trademark your intellectual property as an artist, and like that's a super important thing that a lot of people are sleeping on, especially
yeah.
now.
Digital artists are also like are they? I don't want to call them lazy, but they do not do everything that they could to protect their stuff to the
And it's
point
just
that
like
Yeah.
I feel like
I
part of
raise
it
my
comes
hand to
from
that because I really don't.
yeah, I feel
so
like part of it comes I feel like part of it comes from like not necessarily being lazy. Part of it probably yeah, definitely being lazy, but like
they just don't know it's a
just
thing. They
not
don't.
knowing. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are okay. So I was mostly into like, or not mostly, but I was looking into like the quote unquote DGen art
Yeah.
community.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I
The,
knew
So
exactly
wait, the
what you were going with
Degen?
that.
Wait,
I know
Degen.
like
exactly where you were
not the
going.
more not safe for work art.
Oh, porn
So
artist. I get it.
Marvin.
not exactly porn, but like
Okay.
there was this one artist on Twitter. His name is abbreviated to CSR.
Uh huh.
I
Mhm.
don't know if everyone's like familiar with that.
I don't know
If
who
you
that is.
if you know, you know. Um, but
Hold on.
there was one, huh?
Does it have to do with ejaculate or something?
His name it's like cute, sexy robots or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I
Marvin.
follow
Yeah.
him. Yo, I follow
Yeah.
him. I love.
Yeah.
I I love
Yeah,
him. I love him.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I know. I'm sure you did. But
I'm not ashamed.
there was another. There was like his art style is like so unique that you
It
every time you
really
see an
is.
image, you just
Yeah.
know it's him. Like every time you see an image, you just know it's him. He has like a specific style, the way he
It
draws
really
everything.
Yeah,
does.
he
Yeah.
really
But
does.
then random artists had been popping out with that same exact style,
For no,
and
Mm,
for a fact.
there was one of them was named like Shexia or something like that.
mm.
Like,
I don't know who you're
um,
talking about.
yeah. So they got caught like tracing everything, like tracing everything. It was like a couple years ago, and it just became a whole thing. And then Shexio, after getting called out, he was like dropping like a bunch of like tweetlongs and shit, saying like, "Oh no, I didn't trace him. I was just inspired by him." Blah blah blah. Blah. But the
Mm.
funny thing is, after he got caught tracing, his style immediately changed.
Wait.
Like like changed, like made a whole 180. And like the thing is, Shexio's art style wasn't bad. It wasn't as good, but it was like it wasn't bad. It was like still decent. But then
Mm,
like when he noticed that his own style wasn't profiting as much, he swapped to AI art, and it was
What?
like another huge style change, and everyone was just like calling him out.
Wait,
And it's just
AR art isn't a style though.
it's not
How
a
is?
style.
It's
No, but
not.
like okay, he had his own style. So he
Yeah.
went from CSR style, which was like popping off. Everyone loved it because it's like, oh, they're two best
Yeah.
artists. But then we realize he's stealing from CSR,
Uh-huh.
and then when he gets called out for stealing from CSR, he switches to his own like his
Yeah.
actual natural style,
Yeah.
which wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Yeah. It wasn't CSR.
Yeah.
So when he notices he wasn't getting as much publicity that he was getting when he was copying CSR, he decided let's just go to AI.
Oh, he
And this
built
is
an AI.
I don't know if he built an AI, but he started using AI art.
Oh, okay.
And this incident is exactly what made me aware of AI art as a whole.
Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't become
So
aware of it until like one news article was posted about controversy in this one Colorado art like competition when one dude was using Mid Journey and he won like first place gold medal and people were upset
Mm.
about it because it's like
Not even his.
I mean
could
it's
actually
not
pull
it's
up
not
the
just that
image.
it's just the fact that he used Mid Journey and they didn't think that's valid because it's like he didn't do anything but put in a prompt and then everything
Yeah,
else was
that's
done by the
super
AI.
illegal. That's instant disqualification
Because
from then
if
on,
it
right?
was me, I'll be like, well, I can't give you the medal, so I'll just give it to the actual people who made this shit because you didn't do shit.
Yeah,
But
This is
that's me
the
and my bias. So
they had to have.
NSFW warning, but that's the image that I saw that brought everything to like attention. You could tell like
That's
it's
AI
a legit.
art.
Yeah, like look at the way the
Yeah,
hair. Like it's supposed to be Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z.
yeah,
yeah.
I see that. I'm not gonna put it up
Yeah,
just
don't put it up on the thing, but that's
be-
just.
I don't want you to do it to obliterate me.
Yeah, no, don't. But like,
That's yeah,
See,
okay.
this
That's
is my
fair.
problem. See, this looks good though. It looks so good, but it's so
it
disappointing.
looks good, but then when you look at like when you actually take the time to look at it and notice everything,
It looks
Yeah,
like a mashup of like
it looks off. Yeah,
a GTA splash art with like real life elements and then like anime elements too.
Like,
Like
look at the hands. Look at the.
look at the
I don't know.
shoes.
The
Yeah.
colors,
Mm-hmm.
Like in hindsight, if you're just
the
scrolling past,
shading.
you could look at it and just be
Why
like,
is
okay,
there a
that's
pyramid
solid.
in the background?
Yeah, in the
Where- I,
Beauty
see,
boy.
I see a pyramid in the back.
I think that's supposed to be Goku on the Nimbus in the
No, there
background.
is
Oh,
like
in the
Goku
No,
on the
I
Nimbus.
see,
Nimbus. Yeah,
I see
you're right,
Goku
you're
in the
right.
Nimbus, but I'm not talking about
Yeah.
that. I'm talking about below him.
It's below it, yeah.
Oh,
By her
I
shoulder.
get it. No, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Wait, damn.
There's another one that I don't feel like digging
Not
for.
yet, Kaiba.
There's another one that I don't feel like digging for, but someone, if you guys know the character Candice from Genshin Impact,
Yeah.
Mm.
someone did
no.
like an amazing piece. She was, God, I gotta find it. But then someone did an AI and made it some like random like pharaoh girl,
Mm.
but used the same exact prompt, and it was just ugly.
Uh,
But the thing is, AI art, like usually you could tell because it's like ugly and unpolished. But then now that it's like learning and getting better, it's hard to tell unless
Yeah.
you like actually look. And then I've noticed like I use like art platforms like ArtStation, DeviantArt,
yeah.
Pixiv, all that stuff. And there's a lot of people who pop up, and they only like the AI art started around October 2022, October September 2022,
Yeah.
and then a lot of these portfolios started in that time period. It's just all AI art, and they're able to pump out like hundreds of images in a day.
Mm.
And it's
Mhm.
like a regular artist will like a real artist will take like what, a month to like do one piece, whereas AI artists are able to draw like 100 a month. Like what?
Yeah, and
You
it
know what's
became
crazy about that? I
like a
wonder.
whole shitstorm too.
You know what
Oh,
I just thought about that too, though?
what?
What's that?
All that mass-produced AI art is probably also getting integrated into the algorithm by
Mhm.
other AI.
It
Whenever
is.
they pull it, it pulls all the other AI shit. So it's like
It's
exponentially learning.
yeah, like it's literally it's just growing stronger with every interaction.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can
Also,
tell.
like I just think that at this point we're kind of long overdue for artists themselves, or whoever does some type of like manual form of like expression, to use more like legal terms,
Yep.
should have the ability to decide off rip if something that they produced is fair use. That should not be
Yeah.
determined by the public. I
Yes.
should
Yes.
be able to
Or the
tell
or the
niggas,
platform that
like,
it's on.
yeah,
Mhm.
I should
Yeah,
be
because
able
that's
to
a
tell
huge thing.
niggas off rip if this is fair. If it's fair use, sure, whatever, have fun, AI. But if
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's not, whole, let me see my shit somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Because you were
That's the
saying
risky
you were
one.
saying
Exactly.
earlier, Caleb. You were saying earlier, Caleb, that about the not having legislation. But I feel like the next logical step is legislation
yeah,
towards it.
absolutely.
But
Because
the
Yeah.
thing is, most artists get their publicity off of shit like Twitter, off of
Mm.
like Facebook and posting their stuff. And the
Mm.
moment they post their art on there, AI is
You
immediately
feel
able to
void.
access it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people are gonna be leaking it. Like AI is gonna be immediately be able to like use it, and it's just like that's how they like advertise. So I feel like they have to like know like. Hmm.
it is not an impossible problem.
It's gonna
Because
be easy. It just needs to
by
sit down.
like it
Yeah,
crypto died. Crypto got shut down, and
Yeah.
I
that was
did not.
nigh
I
Not yet.
unstoppable.
Not yet.
That
My
was
shit's
nigh
still locked up. Hold
unstoppable,
on.
bro.
I'm not well versed in crypto.
Not
I'm
yet.
just
It's
Not
not
me.
dead yet.
no. I mean, like what I mean is that like it was like it came to a
From what it
like
was.
to a break, like
Yeah.
not a hard
It
break,
took a break. Yeah.
but
It's
like
it's
Um.
like
paused.
it
th-
slowed down. And what I mean by that is that
Yeah.
like the
The
like
belief in it.
the what ifs are not going to stop me from saying that people should be like paying me, like
yeah.
first and foremost. It's like
Hmm.
you
Mhm.
like you're going to, I made this shit, let me see this shit pop up anywhere else that is not from my hand, or like not from my
Lawsuit.
permission.
The
Literally,
moment
Lawsuit.
I
like
the
want my
moment the AI
royalties.
touches my art, the moment the AI
are
touches my
you
art, I expect a
like
Yeah.
check.
Yes.
Yep. Split the
let me
check.
break that even further. Are
Royalty.
you going to see someone invent something, have a patent for it, and you're gonna see that shit pop up somewhere else? See how quickly that nigga disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Sorry for my French, but see how
Disney.
quickly that dude disappears. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
they like
Exactly.
that level of scrutiny that's gonna have to start being applied to like
Yeah.
people who make art like manually,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
if you don't vouch for that, like AI will just swipe your shit now. Like it's just collecting Dragon Balls out here.
Yeah.
Like,
For real.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Um,
literally.
Literally.
there's one artist.
Literally.
There's one artist that seemed to be going down this route. So like, I think her name was like Sakimi-chan or something like
Mhm.
that. They
Mm.
started. They used to like post like hand drawn art,
Mhm.
and it was like really really good. And then as she started getting bigger and bigger, she started like mass producing her stuff. Like she had
Oh
other people
no.
with like machines like mass producing. That's why like everyone complains that, oh, Sakimi-chan's art all has the same face, all has the same ridiculous body type, and I wasn't able to tell
That's
if it was
Oda.
like, huh?
Tell that to Oda.
I couldn't. True, actually,
With
I
the biggest artist in the world.
Yeah.
I couldn't. The thing is, Oda's art is like hand drawn, and it's like it has a unique style. I might not
Yeah.
like. I personally don't like his style. This is why I can't get into One Piece.
Mm.
But like,
Damn.
it's like it's still like a unique style, and he's drawn other characters in his style. Like I've seen Oda
Mhm.
Goku, like, but like
Mhm.
Sakimi-chan, it's like you could tell like if you look at their old art versus their new art, it doesn't have that soul that what made the art good.
It's blah.
Yeah,
Doesn't got it.
exactly.
You know, a lot of people say
I
the
feel
best
that.
food are the ones made with love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Made with love, made with soul, made by like it doesn't even have to be made by hand because I know like one person if they want to like make money, they can't just hand draw it all the time. But it's like
Yeah.
it's it's about that soul, the
Yeah.
passion for the
Mm-hmm.
craft.
Exactly.
Yo, honestly, bro, it ain't even gotta be made with soul or love, bro. It's mine type energy.
Yeah.
Like it's my like it's my
Being
like
able
if
to
you
call it
did
yours is
it,
part of
it's
it.
yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
that's you, like, that's me. Like, man, I could have made this shit in the most depressed state in my
Excuse me.
fucking life, but
Mm-hmm.
that's mine. Like,
That's Van
you're
Gogh.
not mine.
It's still yours.
Like
But then like
Van Gogh
machine
energy,
producing it,
basically.
AI producing
Mhm.
it, mass producing it, just spamming it, it loses value because not only does every like submission just look
Yeah. The same.
less human than it would have if it came by hand. It's like how if you get something like every once in a while, it's like special to you because it's like so rare.
Yeah.
Like for example, the artist posting like once every like X amount of days.
Mhm.
But like when AI art is able to mass produce like 10 images in a day,
It's
it's
so
like
dry and oversaturated and
yeah, and it's just like the same as
soulless.
like for example, if a music artist dropped like an album like once a year or like twice a year,
Mhm.
everyone looks forward to it like to a drop. But then when you get like artists dropping like low quality a new album every 2 weeks,
Low
it's
quality
like
singles.
That's
it's
crazy.
just low quality. Like I remember like there was
Jeez.
I had a K-pop phase, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There are some K-pop groups that'll drop an album like every year, every 2 years, and that shit's heat every time it drops.
Mhm.
But then when they drop like there's like certain groups that drop every 2 weeks. There's like a new thing. 2 weeks, like a full 30 song album.
Crazy.
But
They
every
must have been
song fucking
slaving.
sucks.
Mhm.
It's
It's
not
all
the
like
same.
some mid formulated junk.
Yeah, it's like no effort, no like nothing, no style, no
Well, suck.
effort. Basically, I don't know.
Mhm.
Okay. So that bring. Oh, so this is a perfect segue to get into another thing about another part of AI art I think that needs to be
Mhm.
addressed. We kind of touched on it already, but we could talk about formulas, the inspiration versus plagiarism, because I
Mhm.
feel like that's another thing that needs to be discussed. And honestly, all this talking about it makes me think back to this one Twitter thread where I decided let me join in and give my take on it,
Hmm.
because
Mhm.
sometimes your boy likes to drop his wisdom.
Oh, I know.
No, but one argument I feel like people need to be aware of when in this debate is the idea of like, well, is inspiration versus plagiarism. Like, for example, this one person where I was talking to, it wasn't an argument. If you guys are worried about that, I keep things calm.
I feel it.
But a lot of people might argue like, oh, but what's the difference between that and someone being inspired by someone else unconsciously, because wouldn't they be plagiarizing just because of ABC reasons A B C D and E,
Hold on, hold on.
and to that way, hold on, let me finish. And to that, I told him that that's not a fair point, because like, it's just a difference between taking inspiration and just straight up plagiarizing. Because like,
So
at least with inspiration, you're inspired by it and you're somewhat aware of it, but it's not like you straight up did the same thing.
It's like taking inspiration versus taking inspiration.
so
Bars.
Like
the thing
italicized.
Yeah, the thing about inspiration versus plagiarism, inspiration, you see that and you
Yeah.
like implement it into your thing, but you still find your own style.
Exactly.
And you make your own, like you make it yours, but you like give a nod to the person who you're inspired from. It's like
Mhm.
Deku versus All Might. It's like Deku's inspired by All Might. You can see it like in his suit, in his uniform and stuff, but he's
Yeah.
still like his own person, his own hero.
Yeah, he had to learn the
Is he
hard way to
though?
do it. He had to learn.
Shut
Okay,
up.
it took him a
Shut
long
up.
Is
time.
he
It took a
though?
long time to really decide. Okay,
I'm not talking about his powers. I'm talking about his outfit. Because his
No,
outfit was inspired from
no.
All Might's.
yeah.
No, I understand. I understand. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Next.
Another,
Okay.
I guess, a
Next
better
week.
example.
Yeah.
But the
Next
thing is,
week.
like, it's like the Shexio versus CSR thing, where it's like, like inspiration. Like, but the thing is, he's claimed to be inspired by him, but he was legit tracing his art.
Yeah.
Like, you could side by side like two
He
images
got
and like,
real inspired.
yeah, it was like tracing. Like, plagiarism is when you're legit copying. Like,
Yeah.
not using, like, you're not putting your own thing into it. It's just copying,
Mhm.
tracing
Yeah.
over it to make your own thing. Like, that's not inspiration.
The
That's stealing.
shotgun tuning
Yeah,
exams.
that's my point about people being careful when someone tries to make their argument, because it's just those two things are just not the same thing.
Mhm.
And
Kakashi's lightning blade versus Sasuke's Chidori.
Yep.
True.
The
See,
Sasuke
like-
and the tuning. Everybody out here with the AI being Sasuke with their tuning exams, copying his handwriting.
For real.
With the AI argue, you're basically Kakashi of 1,000 jutsus.
Actually, that's not a good example because Kakashi taught him the Chidori. Okay, no, Sasuke copying Lee's speed, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
Taijutsu.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like Lee had his thing, like and Sasuke tried to copy it, but Sasuke could never be the original thing, so he had to do his own thing with it.
Exactly.
Mhm. Oh, okay. I see the point you're trying. Okay.
Like originality. I mean, sure,
Exactly.
it's a bit of a. I know some people may not feel like it's a bit of an overrated thing because it's hard to be truly original, but we all have our ways of doing things, and it seeps
Yeah.
into
Different
everything.
degrees of originality.
Everything.
Every artist has their own style. Every artist has their own style. Like even if they try to like redraw something that someone else has done without tracing, like you will see like someone's free-handed like style.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And AI AI doesn't have that. Like AI tries to copy styles from like everybody like that they're grabbing from, but it's like that you could
Yep.
tell it's like it's not human. There's no style involved.
Al-
So the one thing I hate the most about AI is people trying to monetize it. People
Also,
trying to sell
Mhm.
AI art as their own.
Yeah,
And
that's
shoot.
where it really hits the fan.
also, there's a difference
Yeah.
between.
Like-
Exactly. That's super abuse.
Also-
Fair use abuse.
What are you
Like-
saying, Marvin?
Also, what AI art does is also very different from like artists using references.
Yes,
It's very
exactly.
different. That's another thing I feel like that shouldn't be a real argument taken seriously, because references are there to help you realize, okay, this is how this thing looks like, and you're just translating how it looks like into your own style.
Your own art. Your own
Mhm.
art
Yeah.
style.
The
Yeah.
AR
Versus,
is
like-
selling the references.
They-
Like,
they-
you know what I'm saying?
It's selling the niggas references.
so please, again, artists, all my artists out there, please just get into copyright laws, protect your IP.
Yeah.
IP.
Matter of fact, let me drop a plug. Let me drop a plug of the nigga that I met up with to talk about this.
Like,
For all the non-artists out there, like I know art can be expensive because these people are making a living,
yeah,
but please support your artists.
please.
Please support your local artists.
Find an artist that you think
Support Richard.
their prices
For
fit
real.
your budget, and support them, please.
Like it might be expensive, but it's very well worth it.
I mean, like, okay. I'm not gonna. Okay, I will say some people that with their commission prices, some of them are outrageous. I'm not.
They trying to
Yeah.
live.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
But they're trying to live, and
They're trying to live good.
I understand. I was just like, ha, yikes.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, commission prices can be expensive. Some people charge really like a lot for their commission prices, and then sometimes will never even get back to you with the updates.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of issues with artists like ignoring me after they commission them. But like, when you get it, that shit's like it's really good.
yeah, it felt good
And
when
it's
I
like-
did my first commission.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that when I had that profile pic of the skeleton in the spacesuit?
I do.
Mm.
Yeah, that was from a commission piece of some guy I knew on Twitter who was friends with He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Oh, you're talking about.
Ah,
Oh,
stop,
He's
stop.
damn,
Nisha,
that's
not
crazy. I was about to say it too. Wait,
Some
why?
artists do
His name
scam.
really redacted?
Damn.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
He used to be gang, bro.
it's
Damn.
like the
Some
Chronicles.
I'm dead. Some artists do kind of scam with their commission prices, and the
True.
quality never really matches up. But
Mhm.
like, it's all about like you being the judge. Like,
Okay, I
if I
got.
think that
Oh,
if I think this artist is worth my money, like I'm going to support them. If I like their art and I like their style and I like what they do,
Mhm.
like I'm going to support them.
And just
okay,
in
I got the plug now.
and just in
I got the
case,
plug.
you really can't afford it, make sure your artist has like a Patreon or a coffee so you can support them through there.
Yo, Marvin, can you show this on the stream? Shout out to Prime Vice Studios for all the artists out there who need help with
Uh,
intellectual property development.
hold on, hold on. Let me put it up on the stream. All right, here it is for all the artists.
We
I'll
might need a safe for work Sasuke to hide the other image.
true,
I
but
don't see it on the. Oh,
you gotta give it a second because there's a
okay.
delay in the stream. But yeah, here it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
PrimeVice.com. Prime is an intellectual property development agency. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, they'll basically help you set up your intellectual property like from the ground up, from when you like start your ideas into assets, like they're saying that, and protect it. So that's for everybody who wants to create anything that's uniquely creative, and you need to tell people, hey, 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 this is mine. They're gonna help you with that.
You you really have to.
You really
Hmm.
do.
And like if you don't, you're just kind of setting yourself up to the cursed two words that everybody hates to hear. And that's fair use. 'Cause that's all people want to say. That's all
Yep.
really people want to say at the end of the day when they don't see a fucking like a C
I'm
at
back.
the end of anything, or like your brand or a trademark. Like you're just gonna be like, cool, educational purposes, and that's
Hmm.
GG's. Unless you attach some actual like value,
Yep.
some legislative value to your work. Unfortunately, like it's not all like gumdrops and rainbows when it comes to art. It's like, nah, people trying to make a bag out of out of your stuff.
Hmm. And if you
Mhm.
let
And
them,
they're
they
dead
will,
ass.
and not
Like,
cut you in.
and you will not get a slice. Highly recommend
Shout out Prime Vice Studios.
monetizing your own work. And
Yeah.
even if that like now publicity is also a currency, but so like I understand when people prioritize making all their stuff fair use just for the publicity or clout or whatever, but that just comes
Hmm.
Hmm.
full circle because
Yep.
now you have a million people doing that, and AI art is just the power level has increased by 10 trillion because y'all
Oh,
decided not
excuse
to
me.
protect your stuff. At the end of the day,
Hmm.
like now you're like it's accessible because you didn't want to do it, and this
True.
is kind of the repercussion, which is AI art saying like I have a pool of stuff that people told me is free, so I'm gonna just start, you know,
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
like in a
It's
nutshell, it's
unfortunate
like yeah,
because.
it's like AI art is just like kind of shrugging your shoulders, just like I was told it was free, like that's their defense, like
Fair use.
And I
Like
think
nobody
that
was telling me it wasn't.
comes to another, I guess, greater
clearly.
issue that I think nowadays in this society, in this kind of society and mindsets that's around,
Hmm.
we need to get people to really take art a bit more seriously. But
It's a living.
by we, I mean the artists
Hmm.
need to really educate people to take art seriously, right? Because a lot of cultures define part of culture is very much defined by our art, whether it's music, painting, drawings, anything else. It's there. It's everywhere we do, and I feel like with the current trajectory of how we approach things, like design, very minimalist, very bare bones and shit. It's important for people to remember that this is a thing we've been doing for since cave times. So uh people make a living from this, whether it's like being a freelance or working in actual studios, like
Hmm.
animating or doing the little concept arts designs. It shouldn't be ignored. just because you see it as something like immature somehow, right?
Unfortunately, I don't know like if people will be able to take it seriously until it happens to something like big. For
Yeah,
example, like I don't know if people will care until like for example AI starts making music.
Mm.
Like if we get like an AI like something trying to like emulate fucking Lil
Y-
Wayne's voice as he raps.
you know what's
Oh, you know
crazy?
what? No, no, no.
That
Actually,
already
that
exists.
actually exists because listen,
Yeah.
James Earl Jones just retired the voice of Darth Vader recently, right? And
Mhm.
so in the process of that, leading up to it, he gave the okay, and he was real smart about this because he was good with his intellectual property. So he gave the okay with the collection of the checks of a company in like it's like Eastern Europe or something like that. A couple companies in Eastern Europe to take a bunch of samples of his voice and synthesize an AI that will replicate his lines as Darth Vader for perpetual use in the future.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
So like that's
Kind
a
of like a
smart way to
deep
do it
fake for his voice.
because so he still gets paid for that.
100%.
Yeah.
He still gets paid,
Now,
and his family paid.
what if someone programmed an AI to take samples from like Ariana Grande and sample like her voice and then just
Then that would
like
be highly illegal.
exactly. But I feel like for like artists that don't copyright their shit or like don't
Mm.
like do it like aren't smart about it, someone might actually like it might start being a thing in the music industry where people are
Mm.
sampling people's
You know,
voices and like making
Yeah.
music using those voices.
it's funny that you
Mm.
say that because not like a few months ago in 2022, I think we talked about this, Hakeem, in another episode, but
Mm.
there was a whole like I guess AI rapper, and there was a whole controversy around like a record label signing him on. I forgot what was
An
his name.
AI rapper?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember this.
Wait a second, doesn't that exist already? Like fucking like
Virtual
Vocaloid,
rapper,
like
yeah, FN Mecca. That was the name.
Evan Mecca?
Yeah, he was
He's a
a whole.
Vocaloid rapper?
I mean, he's a whole avatar. He has a voice. They give him a voice, but he's basically like there's a whole controversy around him because he was essentially like just like a AI artist, not really like doing art, but like doing home music. And people didn't mess with that because it's not because it's he's just a program, you know. I mean, he
Mm.
has a voice and everything, but but he was just a virtual created like being.
Mm.
And it's not like,
Mhm.
and a lot of people try to argue it's like, well, it's like the gorillas, but it's like hard to compare him to the gorillas because the gorillas is just an act and not like an actual like
but the thing
legitimate.
is, even though the gorillas, or well, my example was like Hatsune Miku and like all the Vocaloid shit.
Yeah,
Like
Mm.
even though like their voices are like synthesized and they're like robotic and they just use like random sounds and put them together,
yeah.
Mm.
everything is still everything is still like made, handmade. Like the music is made,
The notes.
the notes, like everything is still made. So like now, where's the line drawn when it comes to music?
That's gotta be something we have to see. And you know what? I'm gonna
Mhm.
keep it real with you, Daniel. If I learned anything in life, is that if people don't want to take shit seriously now, I guess they have to wait for something bad to
To
happen.
hit the fan.
Yeah.
Because some reason people don't want to do shit. They don't want to prevent things from happening. They don't want to wait till something happens to take shit seriously.
Preventative maintenance is so slept on.
People really don't learn unless only learn through consequence. I don't know why they want to wait for something bad to happen when they could just be like, all right, well, we'll put a pin on this until we figure some shit out that's better.
Oh, that reminds me that people do already get mad when it comes to like music when it's like, oh, this person ripped off the beat off my
Yeah.
music from like years ago.
That's gonna get crazy with AI creating beats.
Exactly.
That shit about to be wild, especially since music is like the
That
hottest
that that man
commodity.
ripped out of a classical era musician and Eminem in the same track. What?
Yep.
Like what? Like that's some like that's some Ace Attorney court case. Like you gotta get him. Like
Right.
you gotta
That's
get
a whole
him to
villain.
actually. Yeah.
So
All I know is that AI.
somebody's gonna clap Metro Boomin and synthesize an AI out of his shit.
Oh no.
All I'm saying is that this AI shit is getting like out of hand. Like these robots are getting too smart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like any the
They're just getting started.
Yeah.
it's going
Yeah.
too fast. It's not keeping up with the regulation. Like the regulation, these niggas that are regulated need to be moving way quicker. Cause
Well, they're NPCs too. That's the
They,
point.
they don't care. They don't care. They don't care about that shit.
Yo, they're NPCs too.
you start caring.
You said we need legislation. Well, the legislation are the same niggas that be buying a Banksy painting for like $5 billion, even though he just be doing shit. They're not doing anything.
Need to hit the fucking
If,
Sonic.
in fact, they probably will support AI art. They'll probably put in
They
money.
will.
Mhm.
The thing is though is that like
Facial
the company
recognition.
that they're attached to has to like it before they can like pull up and support. But you know what? That's a topic for another week.
The bureaucracy.
Not like fucking lobbyists. That's a conversation for another.
Yo, I
week.
hate lobbyists. They're annoying. I don't know
Mhm.
why we let that be a thing in this damn country I call the United States of America.
Citizens United. That's the court case.
Lobbyists are
Mhm.
mad
Like,
annoying.
another time
Another
on
day.
lobby because I will flame. I
Yes. And be on the lookout for when we
Get
go
out
back
that
to
lobby.
talking about the Hoteps in February for Black History Month.
Oh,
Oh,
that's gonna
boy.
be episode 1.
Oh boy, let's
what
do
month
it.
is-
Hold on,
the-
it's Martin
the
Luther
la-
King weekend, isn't it?
It is. Ah, missed
double
opportunity.
feature.
I still gotta work.
You know what? Yeah, let's talk shit about Farrakhan. I know Caleb been waiting.
You said Farrakhan?
Yeah,
Wait, hold
Farrakhan.
on. I might be the new
Hold on,
Farrakhan.
hold
up.
on. No,
I
hold
might be
on,
the
hold
new
on.
Farrakhan.
Intermission. If we're gonna do that intermission, if we're gonna
I don't think.
if we're gonna do a double feature for MLK intermission, because I will.
Just run straight in.
I.
That's
Oh yeah.
Take off the foo-foo. Take off the cloud chase.
like,
Take
we're-
off the wacko. Take off the money phone.
I
If we're gonna
got-
transition topics into that, then you gotta actually do intermission because I gotta go pull up the sources.
Take it off.
I might just have to do the same. Yeah.
I was just joking.
Here we are.
Here we are. We're about to do a double feature.
Hold on. What time is it? Okay, it's
8:30.
8:30. We're usually starting.
Yeah.
Hold on. So what's the wait? Okay, so like, all right. So what's the actual topic then? If we're gonna double feature.
You know what? Let's worry about that off stream. For
Alright,
now, let's get back into the
finish
point.
it.
Yeah, let's make our final points, and let's start with going back to our main advice.
Mhm.
Artists, become fortified. Be relentless in your property. There is one thing I learned about sociology is there's 3 types of fucking capital. I'm pretty sure IP falls under, I think, cultural capital. But point is, IP is one of the most important resources in this country because it can set you up for life. In some cases, protect that
And your
shit.
family up for life.
Protect that shit like Disney protects their shit.
Honestly, the vault. You gotta get your own vault.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mulan still hasn't seen the light of day.
BS Relentless about
Disney is really like they're good with copyright to the point that it's kind of oppressive.
It's kind of oppressive. They're taking everything.
They take it.
Like,
We are
Disney-
greedy. They're just greedy.
Yeah.
Disney and Nintendo do the same thing where it's like if you so much as draw Pikachu as an artist,
Yeah.
you're everything all your work is gone. They're gonna destroy you.
Yes. Be a piece of shit if you have to.
Speaking of Disney,
Be the Nintendo of the art world against the AI.
Like Disney, you
Speaking of
can't
Disney,
even.
speaking of Disney on copyright, my boy Star Wars Theory, he created a Disney Star Wars fan film, right? It was a
Yeah.
fan film, completely unique plot and everything, right?
Yeah.
They took his shit and they copyright claimed him. Like he
Yeah.
even like gave all proper rights to them and everything, and didn't even try to like monetize or anything. They still hit him with the
They don't
copyright
usually. They
strike.
don't care. They don't care if you don't make money off of it. If they see something that's theirs, it's theirs now.
Yeah.
Look what happened to like Meat Canyon with his fucking Ed and Eddie fucking video.
Mhm.
If y'all don't know, Meat Canyon is a dude on YouTube. He's an animator. He likes to. His whole gimmick is animating like your childhood shit and making it cursed. It's very, very cursed and disturbing.
We went way off the point.
And they copyrighted him on his like little Bugs Bunny like parody, where Bugs Bunny was like a struggling criminal. I'm not gonna say what, but yeah, they came after him, and that was WB.
Mhm.
You need artists to
Warner
get this kind of
Brothers.
seriousness when it comes to AI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Hey.
like
Okay, these are big corporations, but like
Yeah.
we can like for example, like I don't know, like we start at plagiarism. Like people just need to be like accountable, like hold people down. Like if you see like say you have like a favorite artist or someone that you like whose style you recognize and you know,
Yeah.
and you
Mhm.
see it somewhere else, you could be like, hey, wait, I recognize this. This looks like, and then like tag the person
Mhm.
or like reference it.
Exactly. Like when I do some of my voice acting reels and I put music over it, I always use I take the music
Yeah.
that I got from the person and then I'll see their shit and then always link their shit
Yep.
in the
Credit
comments
credit
of
the
it.
artist. Credit
Yeah,
the original
Exactly.
you
artist.
gotta credit. It's the least you can do, but people don't like it. At the end of the
Like
day,
a,
this AI art thing is just I guess a new form of all the past controversies when it comes to art theft in general. Really.
like
Mm.
whenever I post like a profile picture or whenever I post like anything, I'll never like take the image and like post it myself. I'll always link the original Twitter link of the artist or the pixiv of the artist.
Mm.
Um,
Facts.
and if I see someone like repost art that like belongs to an artist, like I'm going to like tag the artist or like link that shit.
But hey.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, I know this image. It's from X, Y, and Z. I'm
Yeah.
really good at the reverse image search too. Like I do not play with this shit.
Do not allow them freedom. But yeah, real in ambition. I think that's always gonna be the thing that fucks up humanity all the time.
Wait, what did
Ambition.
you say? What?
You gotta keep your ambitions under control. I said.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Because I feel that's like what fucks up a lot of things in history. Like people's ambitions get out of hand
They start to get unethical.
and they start getting unethical just because they can and they see the potential, but not the consequence. But
Mm.
with that,
Short-sightedness.
mm-hmm. But with that,
Short-sightedness is a
oh,
final boss. Oh,
that's,
sorry.
yeah, that's okay. But yes, but you're right. I feel like that's a perfect way to end this. Short-sightedness ruins everyone. Please be more mindful with what you do. You'd be surprised of how much influence you have on things sometimes. And now for a fact.
True.
And now for a fact. Well, let's end it here. Thanks everyone. Welcome to the Untitled Goon. Thanks for watching the Untitled Goon Roundtable. Catch y'all next time.
Check out Prime Vice Studios artists.
Yes.
Protect your damn word.
I will now link their website in the description. Like and subscribe.
Protect your work and support artists instead of falling for your art trap.
Indeed. Bye bye.